because we didn't
Return
get it.
may need amending, so contact us soon to see if you qualify. Schindel Rock specializes in these and other complex tax questions for Metro Detroit businesses. Learn more at schindelrock.com.
The Paul W. Smith Show, News Talk 760, WJR.
Good Monday morning to you, and it is also the first day of a new month. Let's see if this month can be better than the last one. It is the first day of February, the 32nd day of 2021. There are 333 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. The team is together. If we can bring that music down just a little, there we go. The team is together. Marie Osborne just finishing our news, and we appreciate that. Dana Clark has something living on top of her head.
It might jump out.
I'm a little worried about that because we are live on camera from 5:35 to 6:15. Everybody be aware. Mm-hmm. Don't anybody move quickly. Mm-hmm. And we should be okay.
Running out of hairstyles over here.
My goodness gracious. Well, that certainly is a new one.
It's a little. No, this is not my fake bang. This is my real hair.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Oh, my.
Yeah, well, this is my real hair. Anybody else? Boy. We of course, Brian Morton is in the booth, the only guy there in the Fisher building. In fact, he may be the only person in the entire Fisher building right now. I don't know. And taking care of business. I think Kim might be sleeping still. I haven't seen any notes from her yet. And, of course, the woman who never sleeps, our executive producer. Good morning, Ann Thomas. And a very special happy birthday to the barrister.
Oh, yes. Happy birthday, Ed. That means Annie's close behind, right?
Yes. Happy Monday. Happy birthday to the barrister. And all's well.
All is well.
Happy birthday.
She's so chipper. She's so chipper.
This is what it is.
You're so chipper.
You gotta be, Deb. I mean, what else is there?
When was there? When would an entire morning show be able to hold up a bottle of vodka?
This is what it is, Annie.
First thing in the morning.
And the sauce stuff.
I saw some good stories about that in the newspaper.
Yeah, I did too.
That was cool. And the guy that we've talked to for years about going to the Super Bowl, Gregory Eaton, makes it on the Wall Street Journal.
Oh, great. What's the scoop? Is he going to be able to go?
He's going.
Oh, good for him.
He says they haven't missed a Super Bowl. They won't stop now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. We'll get him on Friday.
The pandemic nearly halts a streak for a select club of super fans. They are planning to be in Tampa.
Oh, that's great.
I didn't think anything would stop Gregory Eaton. Mm-hmm. But what a nice thing to see in the in Friday's Wall Street Journal. You know, I don't. Sometimes I get tired. Sometimes I go, do I have to read another newspaper? And it always is that when I do, I see something like this. I would have missed this altogether. Mm-hmm. You know, it's Friday. I go, I don't have to be on the air tomorrow. Do I have to go through the stack and look at every page? It's a good thing I did.
Absolutely. That's a great story.
That's a big page. Big story. Of course, the big story for all of us is Matthew Stafford heading out, leaving Detroit. There's no shortage of opinions. Everyone seems happy.
Everybody seems happy, though. They seem like they think it's a great trade.
Yeah. Apparently, the Lions got a lot for Matthew. Matthew gets an opportunity to go to not yet another rebuilding, but through a team that could actually make it to the Super Bowl. So we wish him well. There's only one question I have, and I'll have to ask the boys about this. This Mr. Goff that we're getting, I want to know, and again, all the reading that I do, And a little bit later, we will be talking to Mike O'Hara and Steve Courtney. But I picked up somewhere in one of these stories that the quarterback we're getting is a young guy, Jared Goff. And that after Tom Brady and Jared Goff played against each other, Tom Brady refused to shake Jared Goff's hand. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe I misread it, but I'd like to know what the story is there, just to get the inside scoop. Whatever that was about, huh? All right.
That's a good scoop.
Well, could be 5:42 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Lions Clubs International.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed, support causes that matter, change lives, change communities, change the world. Visit lionsclubs.org to learn more.
Those fine service organizations in our area. Interesting to hear them advertising. Welcome Lions Club at 5:43, and we welcome all the information that Dana Clark has for us with our WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Good start, Paul W. Nice and quiet. Traffic First, sponsored by the Carpenters Labor Management Partnership Team. Hire the Carpenter LMPT contractors for your next construction project. Their workforce is the best in Michigan, professional, safety conscious, and craft trained for every project. Hire the Carpenters LMP contractors today. Call 877-477-LMPT. That's 877-477-LMPT. 12-mile westbound at Stevenson Highway. That right lane blocked in Royal Oak through February 8th. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by the Construction Association of Michigan. CAM has been helping commercial and industrial contractors and suppliers grow since 1885. Now is the time to join. Join the most powerful network of construction professionals in the state, the Construction Association of Michigan. Learn more at buildwithcam.com. That's buildwithcam.com.
We've got flurry snow showers scattered around, could coat the ground at spots, cause some slick travel. Not expecting anything widespread, however. Flurry snow showers it is today, up to 29. Overnight tonight, settling back to about 20 degrees with a few flurries, maybe a snow shower. Tomorrow, a little more sunshine as the day goes on, and a high near 29. Wednesday, more sunshine with highs in the mid-30s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik on News Talk 760 WJR.
At 25 degrees, and no doubt about it, we dodged the bullet that has passed us and is moving up the East Coast in terms of snowstorms, and that's good news in my book. Meanwhile, we have from noon to 3 scheduled on WJR, the Rush Limbaugh Show, and he stops by here first thing in the morning, like right now at 5:45.
After what happened this past election cycle, what I'm about to tell you was totally predictable. In Georgia, Republican state senator is sponsoring legislation to require a photo ID for people who want to vote by mail. Voters would have to send copies of their IDs to election officials when requesting mail-in ballots, and again when they return the ballot to be counted. Now, the reason for this is obvious: to eliminate fraud, both in the mail-in ballot requests and in the return ballots. The other thing predictable about the anti-fraud legislation is the Democrat Party's reaction to it. They hate it. Fair Fight, founded by Democrat Stacey Abrams, slammed it immediately. The group's claim is that the proposal unfairly expects Georgia residents to have access to a printer. Fair Fight also accuses Republicans of racism, of course. They say Republicans are trying to take away Georgians' ability to vote by mail because too many people of color voted by mail last time. Now, anybody could have predicted the Democrats would play the race card. It's their go-to move. But here's the truth. Requiring voter ID for secure and fair elections is not about race. It's never been about race. It's about election integrity, and the Democrats know it, which is why they will do everything in their power to fight it, resist it, and make sure it never happens.
Rush Limbaugh, noon to 3 today, right here on WJR.
So, Dubster.
Yes, ma'am.
I did a little research on that handshake. Apparently, Tom Brady, according to the Sporting News, has done that twice, and both times after he lost a game. So they lost to the Buccaneers lost to the Rams.
Right.
And he jogged to the locker room without shaking Jared's hand. And he did that another time when they had another loss this season too. So the question is, it was against Tampa Bay. The quarterback was Nick Foles, Foles. So the question is, was he just being sore or was he irritated about something? But they suspect he was just feeling down about the loss.
Come on, man.
Really? Really, Dana?
Much as you win, get it.
Really.
Put on your big boy, please.
Being a good loser is a part of being a good winner.
Right. If that's
really. I just want, if he felt that Goff had cheated or, did something wrong,
at least not in what I
doesn't sound like. It sounds like he just was angry, maybe mad at himself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway. It happened in November, but you were right on. It happened.
I remember saying something about that. So, so Mrs. Stafford's probably very happy to get to the big city.
She posted on social media that she's looking forward to all the Cali sunsets.
Mm-hmm. They've been talking about LA for a while now.
For a long time, right, Dana?
Mm-hmm.
Long time.
Yeah. Would you keep their email available so I can write to them right after the first earthquake?
Oh,
I know.
The first earthquake, mudslide, and wildfire. I would like to just know how much she loves.
And she's going to find that people in LA may not be as friendly as she thinks.
That's just what I was thinking, Dana.
Okay.
That Midwest warmth is not out there. That's for sure. Oh, we shouldn't be dissing the West Coast.
We shouldn't. Like good for them. I'm glad
we shouldn't be dissing the West Coast. What?
I don't know. I'm just calling them unfriendly and mean-spirited.
Me too.
Do you want to be more like California?
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I don't know, here we are sitting in judgment.
Right.
So anyway, like I said, we're of the 100 million they claim are impacted by the snowstorm. That's how they get the number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the news media was going crazy with that last night.
Snow, you mean?
What did I say?
They always go crazy.
Snowstorm.
You know what's funny about that, though? Whenever the snow is headed over onto the East Coast, you notice they go crazy.
Oh, yeah, because it affects the important part of the country.
You're hearing the Paul W. Smith Show, News Talk 760, WJR.
Monday morning, 5:49 at News Talk 760, WJR. Do we still call it African American History Month, or is there a different name for the celebration?
Black History Month?
Just Black History Month?
That's what I call it.
Black History Month.
It is Black History Month.
Black History Month. All right.
Yes.
So who knows who John Rock was? 1865, abolitionist John S. Rock became the first black lawyer admitted to the bar.
Did not know that.
Lawyer. And that's interesting because it is our barrister, our lawyer's birthday today, as we mentioned earlier. So that's interesting news. We also know that on this day, in 1960, 4 black college students began a sit-in protest at a Woolworth's lunch counter in Greensboro, North Carolina, where they'd been refused service. Whatever happened to all those lunch counters? They don't seem as... Is it because of rules that came up regarding food that maybe made it too difficult to just say you had a little counter there and you had a little kitchen and you made food and sold it? I wonder what happened to them.
Sanders used to have the best lunch counter.
Yeah, well,
there were
a lot of them.
Have them. There's some places that still have them, like Bob Evans still has them. I've seen them here and there.
Bob Evans down on the farm.
So good.
Speaking of restaurants, they get to reopen today.
Yeah,
today's the day.
We'll see. Yeah. Maybe you should call because all may not be opened.
Well, not everyone's opening. I saw that last night. Not everyone's going to do it. And some people can't make a profit opening with only 25%. There's a whole bunch of restrictions out there. You know, I'm going to say this. The way things are going right now, it seems like everything should have been left open, schools and restaurants, until right now. It seems like now is the time it might have made sense to shut people down because of these new
variants
that are hyper
It's a wild card.
It's like it seemed, and now you can't do it because you've done it for the last 75 days in terms of restaurants and the whole school year in terms of schools, and yet I don't know. I think they pulled the trigger too soon, and now when it really matters, when we're closing in on it with vaccine and everything else, when we ought to maybe really pull back, we can't because we already did. Political, I think, sadly. What else is going on? Anybody have an extra special weekend or?
Oh, extra special. No.
Other than you with the thing growing out of your head, Dana, and we're going to say prayers for you, and they're going to get that fixed for you.
I'll always take. Oh, you don't like it? Is that what you're saying?
It just. All right, I'll say this. I'm not going to lie to you. Well, an expression I especially don't like. But it looks like a hat or something that's placed on top of your head.
It's my hair. See, it's movable.
I see that.
Just in a bun with the hair in the front.
See, that's all we wanted to see from Donald Trump for years. Hair. Just move it and show it's real.
You could do this to your hair.
Yeah, well, I wish I had hair. Of course. Yeah.
Oh. It looks great, Dana.
Thank you, Marie.
And I think some of our listeners agree. So
yes, sure they do. I'm giving her a hard time. I'm here trying to do a morning radio show. We need some humor.
Yes, we do. Oh, anyway, so I have some food news. Krispy Kreme now has a chocolate glazed donut. If you see the picture,
Didn't they always have a chocolate glazed donut?
I don't know why they introduced
to imagine that they didn't have a chocolate.
I know. I don't know. I saw it in the paper.
Glazed donuts have been their thing.
On the 29th, it was all chocolate. I think the glaze is actually chocolate.
Oh.
What was it before?
I think it.
Wonderful glaze that they put on their donut. It's just.
Oh, it's the
I've
best.
never seen anything like it.
Nothing.
One donut, glazed donut that dominated what they sold.
Yes.
Instead of going into an old-fashioned donut shop, or like I've seen them donut cutters, which Marie can probably explain to us, but donut shop with glazed donuts being the donut. But chocolate glazed donut, I'm in.
Yeah, me too. And then Dunkin'
lose their minds over it.
Exactly.
It's really good.
And you can get free coffee at Dunkin' on Mondays. Have to be a part of their little reward program. But that's my food news today.
Jane, one of our Paul's pals that tunes in, watches us on Facebook, first 45 minutes of the show, I should realize this, there are people disappointed that we didn't get hit by the snowstorm.
Oh, are they?
And she misses the snow. She wanted the snow. Has a sad face there. Patrick says maybe Goff overinflated the footballs. Thank you, Patrick, for that. And Marie, your light keeps going from bright to dark and back again. That's
my company issued laptop.
Oh, it's the laptop.
So everyone, that's what it is.
Wow. Let's see. So we got. We know that Stafford. They already bought a house in Los Angeles. They didn't get quite the same amount of house for the money, did they?
No.
I saw their house for sale for like $6 million or something. Pretty spectacular. That house would only cost them $60 million in Los Angeles.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, yes, some other people wanted the snow. I just Googled Krispy Kreme chocolate donut. I gained 3 pounds just looking. Thank you.
There's a lot of chocolate on that donut.
Brian gave me an update.
Chocolate too.
Yes.
Brian
said Krispy Kreme has been doing chocolate glaze once a month for about a year now. They just made it a permanent thing. Okay.
Like every Friday, you can get one every
Friday.
And Brian is a chocoholic.
Oh yeah.
And he says, this is from Brian. He says, and being a chocoholic, it's not that good.
Oh,
wow.
He said it's not that good.
Really? I have to do my own test. Yeah, I can't.
By the way, the
rely on others.
People like your sweater, Dana, along with your hair.
My turtleneck, is that okay?
That's what they pay attention to everything.
Yes.
Philip says Dana's sweater looks awesome.
Hi, Philip. It's alive. Patrick, stop. Don't do that.
Is the traffic music playing?
Yes, it
Because I can't hear it.
Yes, it is.
Oh. Well, I can't hear it. It is 5:57 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Lions Clubs International.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed, support causes that matter, change lives, change communities, change the world. Visit lionsclubs.org to learn more.
And we have our WJR Traffic and Weather first, and Dana Clark.
Traffic First, sponsored by Primetime Testing Laboratory. They offer complete automotive testing services. Primetime guarantees on-time delivery, accurate result reporting, and are a 2LA accredited. For your next automotive project, hire Primetime Testing Lab. Get a free quote at primetimetestinglab.com. That's primetimetestinglab.com. 9 Mile, looking at construction in Warren, both directions, eastbound and westbound between Groesbeck Highway and Van Dyke. The road reduced to just one lane there. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by the Mechanical Contractors Association of Detroit. When your commercial, industrial, public, or residential project calls for plumbers, pipe fitters, or HVAC service technicians, the Mechanical Contractors Association of Detroit connects you with the very best, highly skilled and trained union contractors. To get started on your next project, visit mcadetroit.org. Well, we are expecting a little bit of snow, nothing like the big wallop that is crossing the Midwest. Currently cloudy, 24 degrees, going up to 29 today. We'll see some snow flurries, snow showers from about 1 to 3 p.m. this afternoon, but just a light dusting, nothing major. Tonight, overcast, a few flurries, your low 22. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Marie Osborne in about 2 minutes. Are we staying on here? Or are we going out and coming back in?
What do you mean?
So you, Marie, and Dana at 6:48 are going to be on StreamYard for the vodka.
Okay, so just
vodka
come back
conversation. So you could just come back in.
Okay.
Or you can go to your regular system through 6:45 and then come back in with Dana and
Just leave this same StreamYard.
You can just leave it up, but you can go to your regular systems and then pop back in at 6:40.
Where are you going to be, Ann?
Well,
she conveniently avoids the vodka story.
I didn't have it delivered, but I'll be watching you guys.
Why not?
Well, we don't drink vodka.
Hey, give it to somebody.
What makes you think we drink vodka?
Exactly. Right. So what's happening for Ed's birthday? Let's talk about that.
You know what?
Ed Battersby's birthday.
He's getting a banana cake.
Oh,
from
a
banana cake.
Oh, you're making it? Okay.
Yummy.
Stew, and he'd like beef stew.
Okay.
So I'm making beef stew.
Real Irishman. This Edmund. This Edmund Battersby.
You do it in a pot, a crock pot. How do you do it?
The beef stew, I believe, will be in a crock pot.
Been in that crock pot since last birthday. It's astounding. Really tender.
Paul, I have a question. I did some cooking over the weekend, and I was thinking of you.
Mm-hmm.
And we made eggs yesterday in the egg maker. So I'm wondering. I didn't. The barrister did.
Well, Ed did. Oh, I wish you would have called me and walked me through it because I have it right here just in case I need it at any time. I have it right here on my desk to remind me.
I'll walk you through it.
You didn't, did you?
I didn't do it. No, I didn't open it yet.
Yeah, Dana, it's remarkably easy. It's you open it up.
Right. That's the first part.
And then you get a couple of eggs.
Put it in.
And there's a little measuring cup that has a spike on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And you take the spike and you poke a little hole in each egg at the top.
Oh.
And then you measure depending on whether you want a soft-boiled egg or a hard-boiled egg.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the amount of water. And it says right on the measuring cup.
Wow, that is easy.
Well,
easy peasy.
Speaking of the egg maker, Jerry, my little bodega, my little store down the street, I don't go very far anymore. I'm either at Jerry's or at Fresh Farms. And they're all a very quick little jaunt. Jerry listens in. Thank you, Jerry, for that. I don't know if he listens this early, but he said his wife raises chickens and he has some fresh eggs for me.
That'd be nice. Wow, perfect.
Really good. Seriously.
How nice is that?
She
Very
raised
nice.
chickens somewhere close by?
Yes, you'd be amazed in Grosse Pointe.
Mm.
In Grosse Pointe, how many farm animals there are.
Wow.
There are
that's
quite a few. These are not Jerry's family's not the first I've heard raising chickens.
Oh,
Matter
wow.
of fact, well, we have in the backyard horses, cows, pigs. I'm just saying that so that the inspector will come today and try
Right.
to
Knock on the door.
We don't have any animals back there.
Kenny sent an article, Kenny Roberts, about the Newsweek today. Tom Brady walks off the field.
Hands, I see, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't pull it up because something might go wrong over here, but
right.
Can't touch too many buttons.
That's in Newsweek, huh?
Yeah.
So
Jane has a Dash egg maker as well and loves it.
Yeah. Over the weekend, I did a lot of cooking. I have a feeling a lot of people are cooking.
Well, a lot of people have been cooking in the pandemic. I would think it's starting to slow down. Somebody said maybe some of the restaurants even opened at midnight. They were so anxious with the indoor dining resuming 25% capacity max, 100 people. Well, let me see here.
What else did you make, Annie?
Get these rules.
I made minestrone soup.
Oh, wow.
And I made lasagna. But with
lasagna.
With turkey.
Turkey, ground turkey.
Tables will be 6 feet apart, no more than 6 people per table. Must close at 10 p.m. Again, 25% capacity, max 100 people. That's the indoor dining today. Anyway, minestrone. And but haven't you been baking and cooking all along? A lot of people have been during this pandemic. Not me, but
off and on.
Yeah, me too. I kind of slowed down. I had to slow up
Kind
a
of
little
goes,
bit.
kind of goes back and forth. Sometimes I order out, and sometimes I cook. It just depends on what's happening, you know.
Gary Martin, remember I mentioned buying local. We talked about local hand sanitizers, none from Mexico because of the problems. And I mentioned that Gary Martin, a fine listener, had sent some, and I didn't have it in front of me at the time.
Oh, looks
what
nice.
It looks like, and it says Highland Park Foam soft sand alcohol-free hand sanitizer, so it doesn't dry your hands like alcohol can. And then I remembered Garage Works. Here's the other product. This hand gun. So, Gary, I don't need any more. He sent me another case of each.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Bless his heart.
Isn't it in good shape?
Yeah.
I am entirely bacteria-free.
That's a good thing.
As far as I know. So
that's good.
That's a good thing to buy local stuff like that. Whoops.
What about you, Deb? What did you do this weekend?
Nothing.
Just that's about right.
He said nothing.
Oh.
Didn't even open his egg maker.
Oh.
Oh, maybe there's
I didn't even open the vodka. I meant to open the vodka and taste it.
I didn't either.
I didn't do it. I'm not going to taste it.
I'm opening it today. I am.
I have fabulous news. I don't think she doesn't always like me talking about her without discussing it first with her. But this one, Sophie. Sophie has been invited to join the Leaders and Best at the University of Michigan.
Congratulations.
Sophie has accepted that invitation, and we couldn't be happier.
Oh, that's
congratulations,
great.
Sophie. Proud of you.
Oh, yeah. That's the best news ever. The best news.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
We are, believe me, there was we were very nervous and very anxious, but let's see. I was the first to graduate in 1975. Her mother graduated in 95. Her brother graduated just a few years ago. Her sister's a senior there now. And Sophie will be of the class of 2025, exactly 50 years after I graduated from there.
Awesome.
And isn't that's a legacy that came up in a short period of time. Neither of my parents.
The Paul W. Smith Show, News Talk 760, WJR.
Good Monday morning to you. It's a new month, and it's the first day of February, the 32nd day of 2021. There are 333 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. We were just celebrating the good news that our Sophia Marie Smith, will be following in a fairly new, well, not really 50 years, I guess, if you look at it that way, family tradition of attending the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. She, just like a lot of other kids, found out this past Friday, and let me tell you, it was a big deal in a lot of households.
Very big deal.
That news came through, and you've experienced that before. You've had kids both at Michigan and at Michigan State, and it's a very big deal for the family. Meanwhile, the family is here. The team. Marie Osborne, always looking perfect.
Thank you.
Hair in place, lots of it. Could be a wig, but I don't think so. Dana Clark, hair askew on purpose.
Oh, what?
No, it's the style.
I tried to do this.
I'm saying it's just the style. I love it. It just took me time because when I first saw you, it just startled me a little bit. I thought something had climbed on top of your head and fell asleep, but it's not. It's a fabulous hairstyle.
Dana, do you have an older brother? Do you have in your life? Do you have an older brother?
I'm her older
He doesn't bother me at all.
Because I was going to say this is your older brother.
This is my older brother. Right? That's okay.
She knows I love her.
Yes.
All right. So Brian is in the booth running the controls. Kim is up. I got a message. She slept in a little. Thank goodness. I wish I did. And of course, our executive producer running the show by the clock, a grandfather's clock, matter of fact, Ann Thomas.
Good morning, Deb. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Birthday, Ed.
Edmund
Happy birthday,
Patterson.
Ed. I miss you, Ed.
We call him the barrister.
Yes.
And it is his birthday. All right. What else is going on? We know that Matthew Stafford has already bought a house in the L.A. area. Their house here is for sale for like $6 million. It looks spectacular.
It does look so nice.
If that's $6 million, and if he wanted to buy something just like it in Los Angeles, it would be $60 million. And we wish him well, of course. And we're looking forward to getting to know this young Jared Goff. See what happens. They were paying him a lot of money, that's for sure. But that's football money now that they talk about. They trade this player plus $50 million, or this $100 million is guaranteed. I mean, it's unbelievable. Truly astonishing.
So I have a question as a non-football type person here. So they're talking about rebuilding the Detroit team, and you're bringing in this quarterback. Does this quarterback have aspirations that this team will at least make the playoffs, or is he just? We keep talking about rebuilding, and then we're all excited about a new quarterback, but this guy's got to be coming here with aspirations to win, right?
Oh yeah, and he's an active player. I mean, it's not like a guy that's had no experience. I don't know how much experience he's had. He had some injuries, I think, last year. I believe in 2020 he had some injuries that he was fighting, but he's a young guy that they obviously have some. They believe in him. They believe that there's some chance here. There's one of the coaches or general manager, somebody, I think, worked with him before. I don't really know.
Also, they got picks right to the future draft, so that's also a key thing to
right. Yeah.
Right. So Larry says this guy's 26 years old.
Right. He's 26 years old. He's a Pro Bowler, two-time Pro Bowler. So he's actually won some big awards. He also played in the Super Bowl. And Paul's right.
And it's not that often you find a quarterback who's also a good bowler. But anyway.
But Paul's right. He was hurt. So we haven't seen a lot of the skill lately, but people talk very highly of him. And also, Marie, we're getting 2 first-round draft picks, and we're also getting another third-round draft.
Third round, yeah.
So I have
people think we got a lot for Matthew. They think we got a lot. As they put it for
reviews.
He said he's the best quarterback Detroit's ever had, but they say we got a lot for a quarterback that age. He's 30, right? He's 38. I don't know how old he is.
But there's guys playing in their 40s now.
Yeah, look at Tom Brady, for goodness sake. By the way, Bill, thank you for your thoughts. Bill is right. The old adage, Paul, the wife comes home with a new hairdo. What do you say? Nothing, because it'll be wrong either way. Like when you say, "Oh, I love your hair like this," and the wife says, "You didn't like my hair before the wedding."
You got that right.
Matthew,
So I should have said nothing. I apologize, Dana. I know you take all of this
Oh,
it's fun. It's just
yeah.
really fun.
Exactly. I
something
can
to
do
talk
the dozens with the best of them. In fact, you don't want to do the dozens with me. So
David,
like that.
David believes that Detroit needs 22 first-round draft picks.
True.
Yeah.
True.
This is a
Oh,
good start, though.
Holly asks the question, why would he want to come to Detroit? Well, I'd like to think he would like to come to Detroit, but he had nothing to say about it. Welcome to professional sports. You come back to your locker room and they go, oh, by the way, could we see you in the office for a second? Could you clean out your locker?
And they show you a New Jersey.
Ticket to Detroit.
Yeah.
Have fun. They don't have a say, do they? I mean, they don't have a say. They get traded. They get caught up in a deal. Matthew's lucky. He wanted to be traded. He wanted to go to Los Angeles, and he's going. So he's living a magical life in the world of sports. Not everybody gets to do that, at least the way I see it. And I don't follow it very much like you, Marie. I don't follow it very much. I like to see our teams win, but all the stuff that goes on in the background, I don't know. I thought we had a really, really good quarterback, a really, really good coach. Annie, who's that coach that I was talking to you
Caldwell.
about? Caldwell, Jim Caldwell.
Yeah, he was great. They shouldn't have got rid of him.
I would never have gotten rid of him. I stayed in touch with Jim a little bit. He and his wife were playing golf and traveling. He just went in for a job interview for somebody recently, but I haven't heard anything. So it probably did not work out because this was a few weeks ago that I heard about it. And I wrote him a text saying, I hope this works out, blah, blah, blah. He goes, well, I went in for, a meeting. We'll see what happens, but I haven't heard anything. All righty. It is, I guess we're coming back on camera at 6:48 for the Punchki Day vodka that's available as of today. Michael Forsyth, the co-owner of the Detroit City Distillery, will be here to talk about that. And so we'll come back, quote unquote, on camera, but we're never leaving 760 on the AM dial at 6:14, taking care of business.
This report is sponsored by Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades. Sometimes driving is great, but sometimes it's not so great, like when it's pouring outside. That's when you need the new Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades, designed to repel water, snow, and ice. Get yours today, only at Walmart.
Thank you, Mark and Debbie Stethkamp, and all the other folks that are sending in our congratulations on Sophie going to the University of Michigan. We are excited about that. Let's take care of some WJR traffic and weather first, and Dana Clark.
We do have an accident, Paul W. It's along 96 westbound after the Southfield Freeway, right in your express lanes. A wreck reported blocking the right lane. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Sponsored by Primetime Testing Laboratory. In need of testing that automotive project, Primetime Testing Labs are the industry's best in complete automotive testing services. They guarantee on-time delivery, accurate result reporting, and are a 2LA accredited. For your automotive project, get a free quote at primetimetestinglab.com. That's primetimetestinglab.com.
A north breeze and chilly weather here the next few days. Some flurries and snow showers, not looking for much accumulation, but if you dust the ground, it could be enough to slick on the streets. 29 today's high. Tonight, flurries, snow showers, 23. Decreasing clouds tomorrow with a high near 29. Sunshine Wednesday in the mid-30s. From the Weather Channel meteorologist Ray Stage on News Talk 760 WJR.
Celebrate the 55th edition of the big game. It's in 55 to.
Yeah,
it's
you can.
A lot easier than going back and forth because I have to do a
Absolutely.
lot of stuff for the system change. So I'm just going to stay here with.
It sounds great.
And you guys.
The girls left, but they'll be back. But yeah, I'll be backstage, and you can stay there. It sounds great.
I'm not. I still don't like the microphone as well as this one, but that's another story. It's just my ears. I'm not going to be drinking the vodka.
No.
I just, I mean, I would have in certain circumstances, but I have too long a day ahead of me and too much to do to start drinking at 6:48 in the morning.
The girls will have a little sip.
Let the girls. So
apparently, this vodka sells immediately. Like it'll be
they sold out last year.
Yeah.
They made 5 times more this year than last year.
Well, maybe they won't sell out quite as fast.
Yeah, they also created some other drinks with the punchki vodka. The key to vodka, of course, is you can make vodka out of anything, apparently. But
yeah, I saw that.
they use apparently a very good high-end Polish potato vodka, and the Polish know a thing or two about vodka, and a high-end potato vodka for a lot of people that are trying to avoid wheat and things like that. So it's going to be interesting to hear the story.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Glad you're staying. Makes me working from home a lot easier. Lori, the whole show was on Facebook. If they could fix the system so that we could all be on the best equipment and the best microphones and
you
move
could
smoothly through our day, I would do it in a second.
Technically, one thing that would have to be fixed would just be that you could communicate easily with Brian.
Right, I can't communicate with Brian at all unless I switch over to this private chat, and remembering to do that. Like here he says, Mike Lee is standing by.
Project.org.
All right, I'm going backstage.
You're hearing the Paul W. Smith Show. News Talk 760 WJR.
All righty. It is time to check in with Mike Lee. Mike Lee is Crane's Detroit Business Managing Editor. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Paul. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you. Front page of Crane's Detroit Business. Your table may be ready. This is a very big day for people who've been suffering for 75 days of no eating in the restaurant. You talk a little bit about that in the current Crane's Detroit Business, but you also open up, since it's all about business, with a fascinating story that maybe has some local angles, and that is the now infamous GameStop story. What can you tell us, Michael?
The GameStop story last week sort of captured our attention in a big way. It's something that really no one has ever seen before. We found a couple of local angles here. One of which local businessman by the name of Don Foss, who founded a car auto lender called Credit Acceptance Corp out in Troy. He's already a billionaire, but he several months ago he invested about $13 million into GameStop stock. As of the middle of last week, that investment was worth more than $1 billion. It's up, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's probably in the thousands.
Yeah.
He made a ton of money. This story also hit home for me. My son and I, my 18-year-old son. We always had a passion for video games, both of us, and talking about the business of video games is something we've always done for years, looking at how the companies are doing, what they're planning to release, all of that. It came up at dinner probably last Tuesday night, and he said, "Hey, did you see what GameStop did?" And I'm like, "No." And he said, "Oh, the stock went up to $100 and some, and it's gone through the roof because of these guys on Reddit." Okay. And the next thing said, "Yeah, I was thinking about creating a Robinhood account and getting in." And I'm like, I don't know about that. I didn't think any more about it. About 24 hours later, I get a text message from him that says, "I'm in the GME game," the ticker symbol for GameStop. "I'm in the GME game now." And I'm like, "What? What did you buy in at?" He bought 2 shares, $340 a piece. And I told him, "You're really late to this party."
Yeah, that's a little late.
Yeah, that's very late. He's still in it. He hasn't sold yet, and where we look like it's going to open this morning is he's still about even. And I personally think if you're even, sell, get out. You had some fun. This was cool. It's been a really interesting experience.
And a part of history.
Absolutely. It's something he'll always remember, I think. But he
won't remember it the same way the guys that bought in at $2.50 or at say $18 at the start of this year and sold at $340.
Exactly. It's an interesting thing because he's 18 years old. He's in his first year of college, which he has done remotely from home. taking the advice of Michigan State University in the fall, and this is kind of a little bit of excitement. In a time that hasn't necessarily been all that exciting.
Yeah, this has been a very rough time on our kids. Very rough time. And especially going in as a freshman in college. Think of what all that used to mean to us when we were going in as a freshman for college. I mean, it was a big deal. We had all these dreams and aspirations, and these kids had those same dreams and aspirations, and they were kind of bashed down, and they had to make do. So I think of the freshmen and the seniors in high school and in college that felt they were robbed. And in a sense they were. And I said earlier, I'm just thinking, all of that being so politicized, I think probably right now might be a time you could argue to close these places down, just as the time we're opening them up with these new variants of this virus being so much more dangerous than the original. So it's too late now. Can't go back, and things are opening up, and I think it's great. I don't think restaurants ever should have been closed altogether, and I don't think schools should have been closed altogether, but that's another story. Yet today, it's more dangerous, seemingly, than it had been leading up to this, but that's a whole complicated story. The morning today marks the return of in-person dining in our Michigan restaurants at 25% capacity. And that'll be an interesting story to follow as well, Mike.
Absolutely. We talked to a range of restaurants, and they're all over the place. Some of them are really looking forward to this if they've got enough seats. There are restaurants that don't have very many tables. If you've got 6 or 8 tables, you're going to fill one of them. And so the calculus is different for a restaurant like that. Different restaurants have different viewpoints on it. We talked to Steve Goldberg at the Stage Deli in West Bloomfield, and his point was that people come here for a certain kind of atmosphere, a little energetic, a little crowded, a little loud, and they won't be able to provide that, so they're not going to try. They're going to continue. I mean, they're managing by just offering carry out and curbside service.
It occurs to me that
wait for it, but you bring up a very important point that with these new variants going around, if that becomes bad, how quickly would we go back to shutting them back down? It's a political calculus in addition to a health calculus. What people will tolerate.
If it were just a health calculus, we would have stayed open for the restaurants and schools, and today looked seriously at shutting them down for the first time based on the health and the science. But that, I'm not getting involved. Here's what I think will happen. I hadn't thought about this, Mike, and I think you'll agree, and maybe it's in the story in the current issue of Crane's Detroit Business. And by the way, you've got a thing about goldfish swim academies and lowering the price to get into that business. But and there's a very big story at the end I want to get to, but I suspect these restaurants that are going to be limited to 25% capacity now, 100 maximum 100 people, all that, I bet they can get around that by keeping the outside seats that they've built, the little igloos and other things, and warmed them up. So how about that, Mike? They could continue the outside seating and not have that affect their inside numbers.
I think that's exactly what you'll see happen. And I think there's some indication that people have, I don't know that they want to eat outdoors forever, but they've kind of enjoyed this as a new thing. There's a coffee shop / bar up the street from my house that seems like they have a nice tent patio with giant jet furnace, and I've seen chatter about it on social media. It seems like people really like it. It's a change of pace. Like I say, I don't think people want to do it forever, but
right.
You learn it's something new.
It is indeed. Well, that last story is a very big and very important one. I'll let you break the story. It started last night.
Yeah, last night, and this was mostly our friends at Automotive News, another Kreme publication, who broke this story. We picked it up. The Suburban Collection, a very large car dealership group owned by the Fisher family, is said to be in talks to sell to a very large national chain called Lithium Motors.
Wow.
We think the deal isn't done yet. It's suspected that it is fairly close to being done. David Fisher Sr. has spent the past couple of years as ambassador to Morocco. His son.
David Jr. has done a fabulous job.
They've built through acquisitions. They are the largest privately held auto dealership group in Michigan. 54 dealerships, 54 locations.
Wow.
So it's going to be a big deal. It seems like
it hits me when I was reading this. It's as big a deal as the Musser family selling Grand Hotel. You never thought that would happen, and I never thought that the Fisher family, because David Jr. has been there helping build the Suburban Collection into the largest privately held auto dealer in Southeast Michigan with, as you say, 54 locations in the U.S. and Canada. I just thought that was going to continue on this way as well. But now talks to sell to Lithia Motors. I've never heard of them, but that doesn't mean anything.
They don't do business around. They don't do business around here. I don't think, but they're trying to expand in the Midwest. Is their strategy?
Well, that'd be a heck of a way to expand and make a bang in the Midwest if they take over the Suburban Collection. Michael, always a pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Paul.
Mike Lee, Crane's Detroit Business Managing Editor on WJR at 628.
This report is sponsored by the Exergen Temporal Scanner. Don't take chances with COVID-19 and your family's health. Use the Exergen Temporal Scanner to check temperatures before dinner and before you leave home. It takes an accurate reading in seconds and is the #1 thermometer recommended by hospitals, doctors, and nurses. Stay safe with Exergen.
Let's check it. Our WJR Traffic and Weather first, Miss Dana Clark. Maybe she can't hear me on this system. Let's check in with Dana Clark.
Help solve food insecurity in Michigan.
Dubster? What happened?
Brian didn't know we were staying on StreamYard.
I told him.
Well, and I said it on the air. So everything I say on the air should be absolutely heard.
No, I told him, Paul. I texted him. But
I didn't, whatever.
I didn't, I texted him, and also we talked about it repeatedly on the air. Okay, so he said that he actually forgot, and he's sorry. He's texting me back. So
okay.
He knew, but he forgot.
All right.
Okay, so did she get on the air? Because I couldn't hear it.
She did. I went to the other system and I could hear her, but I don't know how late she was. I heard nothing here at all.
Okay.
So she did get on.
The other thing is you just did the entire Mike Lee interview on StreamYard.
Right.
So
I would think that
that
would be something back in the control room would be obvious, but I don't know because I haven't been in there to see how this all works for them. But that's kind of why it's just easier to do the other system.
Yeah. Now we want to have you stay on StreamYard here to chat with Marie.
Yeah, I was going to
tell Marie to come pop onto StreamYard here.
Right. I'm going to stay on till 7 o'clock.
All right. So
StreamYard.
I'm going to say pop on to chat with Paul after your news.
Shocking to see that David Fisher and Jennifer, lovely Jennifer, and David Jr. and his family would, I guess everything's for sale. If it's all about the price. The money's got to be phenomenal because they are an incredibly successful and well-run operation.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how much money. I should ask my friends in the auto industry, Mark Snethkamp.
Mark.
Mark is up early. I don't know if he's still listening online like this, or if he was just on the radio, because he goes for his bike ride. I don't know if he's doing that right now.
He's probably got a Peloton now.
I would think for inside right now, yeah. Don't want him to freeze his lungs.
Yeah, it would be. Well, that or fall. I think you'd have to be careful now.
It's slippery out there, yeah.
Ice and such. So, yeah. Okay, so I'll have you she'll pop in here. I just texted her, and she can chit-chat with you. So that's great news about Sophie, Paul.
I'm excited. She's excited. And you know, it's been such a lousy senior year for her in high school, not being able to experience the things that all kids look to experience as seniors. As I say, freshmen and seniors in high school and college are missing out on what they always thought would be ahead of them, dreamed would be ahead of them. And she grew up in a Michigan family, so I suspect there was undue pressure from her father to be a Michigan student. I'm just glad that she always wanted to go to Michigan, and that she, in fact, was able to get in and found out, I guess, Friday, like a lot of kids found out.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And I just now, of course, hope that she actually gets to go there and be a freshman on campus.
I have a feeling. There, there's a new U of M research, a new study that indicates that the governor's closures, as hard as they are, really kept the numbers down here.
Oh, I saw that.
I sent you the actual press release. Our numbers are so much lower, even though I know how terribly hard this has been. It's a tough decision, but one thing is our chances of getting it are a lot less in this state than in others.
Our numbers in the state of Michigan, percentage-wise, based on population, are far lower than other states?
Much better. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
What about the other states that...
Well, some of the other states that stayed open, they really struggled with it. That's the problem, though. It's a really tough decision, because you're right. A lot of people, their lives are significantly changed.
You're right. Lives have significantly changed, and it'll have to be the history writers, maybe not. It'll be the people who write history to decide whether, over the long run, this was the right way or not the right way. Oh, now Marie's here, and I can't say this because Don said, Paul, replace the vodka with water and challenge Dana and Marie to keep up with me.
You can't do that with Marie.
I could be doing shots. Come on, guys, let's do shots. And I can be drinking water.
I'm not a heavy drinker.
Don said the traffic reports will be fabulous. And Marie, if we gave Marie a half a drink,
and
in the news, who cares?
I'm not a big drinker. I'm a baby drinker.
A great wine. It's the wine that I was getting delivered by FedEx and went through all that hell.
Oh, it came.
And that wine cost $7.45 a bottle. But with shipping, it went all the way up to $9.50 a bottle. Still an unbelievable buy. Right. It's that wine I talked about once when we were doing the Wine Wednesdays that is completely organic, which I don't care one way or another about. But what I cared about was no sulfites.
What is it, Paul? What's the name?
Yeah.
Our Daily Red. Hang on a second.
Our Daily Red.
And you can only get that online, or can you order it elsewhere?
I think online. He had it delivered. That was his little deal about, he kept missing it. When you have wine delivered, you have to accept
you have to take it, right?
By the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The United States has the highest rate of incarceration.
You saw that billboard notice there from Brian.
What does it say?
It says, we need to do an SAE ion engineering billboard out of weather.
Okay.
Remember that
Yeah, that's a cool label.
And it's good?
I think it's good.
Okay.
It's not a heavy.
Right. I don't like heavy. I don't
It's
like
not a
heavy.
complicated, as they would say, not a complicated wine, but it has no detectable sulfite.
Paul W. Smith Show.
Gluten-free and
News Talk
vegan.
760 WJR.
As Ron Humany said to me the other day, well, that sounds so healthy, you should drink 2 bottles.
That sounds like something the barrister would say.
Yes, indeed. The birthday barrister. The birthday boy. Are we back? I think I heard something coming back here. 6:37. The problem that we have with this setup, although we love this. Oh, by the way, I got that wine. Kim reminds me the first bottle I ever got was at Fresh Farms. Was it Fresh Farms, Kimmy? Or was it at that health food store? The health place. Well, anyway, maybe it was at Fresh Farms. I get a lot of stuff at Fresh Farms. It's a great little place. That and Jerry's. I don't go beyond Fresh Farms and Jerry's. It's my world since the pandemic, really, other than going down to CVS. And Kim always says, they'll deliver.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's my excuse to get out with my double masking. And I'm proud that my listeners not only learned from listening to this show to wear a mask back in March, but even heard first here that wearing 2 masks made more sense, which, by the way, even Sir Fauci has come out and said, well, it seems to make sense. If 1 mask is good, 2 masks will be better. So our listeners have gotten added value, and that makes me very, very happy. Anyway, that wine is very inexpensive and inexpensive, and a good little wine to have around as a house wine, said the wino. That's me. But you don't drink very much, Marie.
You know what? I do like
wine.
I do enjoy a glass of wine, and I also enjoy on the weekends, I do enjoy my Manhattan.
I have a friend who loves Manhattans, but you must have, I think he said 2 cherries. Maybe it's 3. I don't know.
Why stop at 3? And they have to be Luxardo cherries.
Oh, now what's that mean?
If your listeners, if there's connoisseurs in your audience of Manhattans, they're going to know what Luxardo cherries. It's a very high-end imported cherry. It's Italian, and they use a certain kind of cherry. And it's well known. It's not a weird thing that, only certain people do. It is, you can get these cherries, you can buy them anywhere, almost anywhere. But yeah, that's very important to have Luxardo cherries in there. Like if you go to a really nice place, they're going to put a Luxardo cherry in your drink.
That's good to know. And so I don't leave people hanging because we go in and out of on air and not on air. We were talking about this California wine, our Daily Red. It's a red blend, USDA organic since 1989. I don't know why. It was not expensive, and you can probably find it for under $10 anywhere that they have wines. But what caught my attention was no detectable sulfites. And frankly, I was thinking more of Kim at the time because red wine started giving her a headache, but sulfites. But this, no detectable sulfites, gluten-free and vegan, and like $10 or less. Our Daily Red blend, California.
And you can get it at Meijer. I looked it up because
good.
I was curious about it. So you can get it at Meijer.
So it's readily available, and it's got the 2 fingers touching like the famous. Was that a Da Vinci paint? I don't know what it was, but it's
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo up on the roof, the ceiling. He was quite a ceiling painter.
Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, that too. I feel like President Biden. That thing. But anyway, I got too many things going on here. All right, enough. It is 6:41 at News Talk 760 WJR. Any last thoughts before we get to the vodka here, Maria?
No, I'm looking forward to talking to Mike and talking about vodka.
It's so great to see such a huge success story.
They're awesome.
They came out with Punchki Day vodka and sold out within like minutes, I think. And so they change things around. That there's a punchki inside the bottle now, or it looks like it, and it's they did 5 times more of it that they've produced. It goes on sale, I think, starting at 9 this morning. Matter of fact, but we'll find out for sure with Michael Forsyth, co-owner of Detroit City Distillery, in just a moment, as we take care of a little business at 6:42.
This report is sponsored by the Exergen Temporal Scanner. These may be uncertain times, but what is certain is that every family needs a reliable thermometer. Protect your family with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, the only home thermometer used and recommended by hospitals, physicians, and clinics. Stay safe with Exergen.
Let's check it. Our WJR Traffic and Weather first, and Dana Clark.
North breeze and a little chill in the air this morning. Some scattered flurries, snow showers, and we'll continue with flurries and snow showers this afternoon, 29. And coat the ground in spots. That could leave some slick travel for some. Some flurries tonight, 20. Tomorrow, decreasing clouds, 29. Wednesday looks good. Plenty of sunshine and milder, 35. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging on News Talk 760 WJR.
With President Biden's focus on electrifying the U.S. government's vehicle fleet, all eyes are on its most visible element, the Postal Service's mail trucks. An all-new U.S. mail truck has been in development for 4 years. 5 companies are bidding on the business for nearly 200,000 local delivery vans.
Hybrid
electric power was originally the target, but now it's expected that the next mail truck will be all electric.
Over this.
Mail trucks are a perfect application for electric
Didn't
drive.
even realize it was coming up. Over on private chat, I got a heads up with it just about when it was time to do, and I missed it.
The Postal Service expects to unveil a new mail truck later this year.
Out of this
Automotive Engineering Magazine, I'm Lindsey Brooke.
The open here.
This week's SAE, Eye on Engineering.
Thank you, Lindsay. And with Automotive Engineering Magazine, and of course our SAE Eye on Engineering, brought to you by Continental Automotive, the future in motion. Visit continental-automotive.com to find out more.
There are nearly 40,000 lives lost on U.S. roadways every year.
I can talk to Mike, correct?
We're working to reduce that number to 0.
This morning, I have no idea, but go ahead and try. Hello, Michael.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
You know Michael, Marie.
I do. So, Mike, not only do I have my punchki, but I brought my plaid pig in, too.
Oh, I like it. Didn't go early this morning.
I just have the punchki vodka. And you would have gotten a kick out of this, Michael. One of my listeners suggested I change that out, pour water in the bottle, and have a drinking contest with Marie and Dana Clark, our traffic girl. So doing shots, trading shots, and I'd be drinking water and they'd be drinking vodka. Would have made for a different show, that's for sure. Congratulations! What a great, successful thing that you've created here.
Thank you.
And it was so successful, you made about 5 times more this year than last, huh?
That's right. We've literally been working on it all year since we got back from the holiday. So it's been nonstop.
Beautiful. Good for you. Well, I don't want to talk too much about it right now because we will be back on all air here in just a moment. I don't want us to miss something out, or those people who are only able to listen in their car or wherever they might be and not watch it. I don't want them to miss it. Anything in particular you want me to be sure to bring up or mention that'll be helpful to you guys?
It goes on sale online today at 9 a.m. So DetroitCityDistillery.com, and then pickup starts on the 3rd. Don't come all at once.
They come to the curb at your distillery, right?
That's right, at our tasting room.
Mike, you could have made it better. You could have had a vaccine and a shot. 2 shots.
Oh, that's
could have done
smart.
2 shots.
All right. I don't know how long before we come back. If we come back, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I really
General Motors salutes Black excellence during Black History Month. GM aspires to be the world's most inclusive company and is committed to creating a clean, safe, and equitable world for all by bringing together diverse
Mike, are you going to open your club room today or in the near future here?
Zero ingestion. To learn more about
When?
GM's commitment to diversity, equity, and
Excellent.
inclusion,
Excellent. You
visit
have reservations then?
Some of the conversation you might have missed last week on the Rich Paul Show. It's never too early or it's never too late to really come up with a good plan and get that in place. And so if you haven't started funding your 401k, make that commitment today to do it, because I'll tell you, the delay is a killer. It is very impactful. And we talk about this type of thing and the cost of procrastination and not having a plan in place, because you have 20, 30, for a lot of folks, even 35, 40 years of retirement coming at you. Everybody needs to have a retirement that they can really count on. That's why we offer the free consultation, and that's our complete planning review. And coming up tonight at 7 on The Rich Paul Show, we'll be talking about Bitcoin, Biden executive orders, and fill in the blank. So tune in for that and much more on The Rich Paul Show tonight at 7 p.m. here on WJR.
You're hearing The Paul W. Smith Show, News Talk 760, WJR.
I'm trying to open my bottle of vodka, and I've never said that at 6:48 in the morning before.
Mine is open. Mine's not yours.
Kim reminded me, Michael, you went to so much trouble to get this delivered to us, which I really appreciate.
Thanks, Mike.
I thought I would have tasted this by now, and I didn't get a chance. So doggone it, I'm going to taste it.
I'll do it.
You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
Well, spoken like the founder of and co-owner of Detroit City Distillery, Michael Forsyth, and we are still on our Facebook account and WJR.com and on a regular 760 for the happy first day of Punchki Day Vodka, which is a beautiful Detroit product.
Mm-hmm.
With you added a punchki, a punchek this year in the bottle, magically floating in there. And this, I was saddened to see that this is. I don't mean to shock you, but in grape nuts cereal, for example, there are no grapes and there are no nuts.
Oh man.
Right. But in punchki vodka, my friends, there are punchkis. How many punchkis go into one bottle of vodka?
So that's a good question. It's too early for math, but I will tell you that we've distilled over 1,500 raspberry punchki from New Palace Bakery this year. That's a lot of punchki.
Mm-hmm.
That is, my friend, a lot of punchki. I'm surprised a bottle isn't way more with that many punchkis involved.
They're incredibly heavy.
Oh, I know.
So it's a workout just getting them out to the car.
And the vodka has a great flavor to it. Like it has a subtle, it's not overly sweet. It has a very subtle raspberry type flavor to it, Mike. It tastes great.
And very smooth.
Right?
I'm going to try it the way it's suggested over ice, which rather than messing it up with any kind of a mix, although you make now a Bloody Mary already made drink and maybe some other drinks too that are new this year. Mike, tell us about those.
We do. So we just, we started doing bottled cocktails during the pandemic, right? Because people couldn't come here and drink, so they wanted it to go. So one of the, good things that came out of it was we started making bottled cocktails. So we did the Polish Daisy here. So that's got Punchki Day vodka, Koki, lemon, and vanilla. And then we made a Bloody Mary. So this one's really special. So we source all this Polish potato vodka. Okay, straight from Poland.
The best vodka, potato vodka from Poland.
Silky smooth. Like it's a really great canvas, just because it's so clean to distill punchki with. So any flavor really comes through. But for the bloody, we distilled Schrodick horseradish. So and then we put that straight in the bloody. So that's ready to go, ready to drink. Our custom bloody mix with Schrodix, horseradish. So that's a good one for sure. That'll be a popular one. We'll see if we can keep up.
It all began with the Punchki vodka. And so the story goes, so this Polish guy walks into New Palace Bakery. Pick it up from there.
Okay, so this is good. So we were actually out of town. So Steve Orzechowski, our distiller of Polish descent, had this idea that, people make flavored vodka all the time, but it's, like you said, like grape nuts. Like there's no grape in it. There's no nuts in it. I'm going to try to make a real vodka. Why can't I distill Punchki? So he asks us for a little bit of alcohol, and then he goes to New Palace Bakery and buys a dozen raspberry Punchki. And then while we're out of town, he fires up the still and makes some because he thought that we think he was crazy for doing it. And we get back, he's like, hey, I made this thing. And we're like, it tastes pretty good. And, he just did it because he wanted to make something special for his friends and family because they always go to Hamtramck for Punchki Day. And like all the festivity, the camaraderie. So he wanted to try to like capture that spirit, like literally in a bottle. And so that was his inspiration behind it. And now it's just turned into this like cultural phenomenon, like cult classic thing that people just love so much as part of the festivities. So
five times more this year, produced 5 times, because you had no idea what it was going to do last year.
No.
5 times more, and it's still going to sell out, my friend. And it starts at 9 this morning. Give your website again.
DetroitCityDistillery.com, 9 a.m.
All right, 9 a.m. And then you'll be able to start picking it up in a couple of days right at the distillery. And that is at 2462 Ryopel.
That's right.
Eastern Market. What's that?
That's our tasting room right in the heart of Eastern Market.
So that's where you'll be picking it up, at the tasting room. And I'm going to taste it myself right now.
I feel it already. I feel a little woozy.
Nice.
If I go like out the camera, don't bother me.
And give me, Michael, salute or
taste it, Marie.
Cheers. Or
Nostrovia.
What is it?
Nostrovia.
Nostrovia. Okay.
Is it fattening? Is it like real Punchkis, or is this 0 carbs, Mike?
So, I mean, there was a lot of carbs that went into this, but the distilling process takes care of all that.
Yeah.
Okay. This is like the low-cal version. You can, consume Punchki and get a buzz on. And
I'm not kidding you. This is
I feel it.
This is a very good flavor, Mike.
Right. It was an excellent flavor.
And it's important to point out, this is not flavored vodka.
Right.
This is distilled with Punchkis.
Yeah.
They didn't just add a little Punchki flavor. Right.
We know we don't do it any other way. It's for real at Detroit City Distillery, right? So yeah, the real deal.
We had great cocktails over the weekend, Mike, for the family. They were absolutely marvelous made with this. We were really impressed. So impressed.
Yeah.
And Paul, we should say too, we got to remember the Detroit City Distillery at the start of the pandemic. They fired up their stills. They couldn't produce the booze, so they fired up
hand sanitizer. Oh, good for you.
Mike was working literally 24/7, delivering gallons of sanitizer to police and fire and our first responders.
God bless
you guys are so awesome.
Well, so over 25,000 gallons last year of hand sanitizer. So
that is spectacular.
Yeah, it felt good to help a lot of people. So, it's always good, whether it's Punchki vodka or hand sanitizer. It feels great to be part of the community. And
just don't get them confused.
No.
No, do not drink.
Since you're such a good guy, Michael, and you and your whole team there at Detroit City Distillery, I want to give you a little more time. We're out of time. I'm giving you a little more time because you're known for small batch, artisanal whiskey, gin, and vodka, as well as limited edition spirits. I want to try them all. So can you buy them all online and pick them up there at the tasting room as well? How's that work?
You can buy as much bourbon and rye and gin and our standard vodka as you want, and you can pick it all up at once.
All of that's done online. Is the plan after we get through this plague to have it in all of our favorite stores, or I mean, how does the distribution work?
Yeah, so it already is. So you can get it at your local Kroger or Meijer or independent liquor store. And, during the pandemic, we unfortunately couldn't supply a lot of our bars and restaurants.
Right.
But we ended up distributing more last year than we did the year before because people drank so much. So the liquor stores really came out and saved us. And so, people want to support local. So, they went to their local liquor store and they bought Detroit City Distillery bourbon or homegrown rye and had their bar experience at home. And so we're super grateful for that.
I am so thankful for you helping the police and fire and others by doing the hand sanitizer. And I am so big on promoting small family local businesses. How about you come back next month and we talk about your bourbon, and maybe come back the month after that and talk about your gin, and come back the month.
Would love that.
And I'm not just saying that so that you'll deliver all that stuff to my house, but you do have my address.
We will. No, that's great. I appreciate it. It's always, I love talking to you guys. It's always a great show in the morning. So yeah, we'd love to talk more booze.
We're going to plan on that, Michael. That would be that's a great idea, Kim. Thank you for that. DetroitCityDistillery.com. DetroitCityDistillery.com. You can follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Detroit City Distillery. Oh, by the way,
we've got stickers.
21 to purchase the alcohol. Yeah, I have all my stuff. The fact that I haven't lost this stuff in all that time.
Thanks, guys,
and all of that. God bless you. Keep up the good work, my friend.
Yes. Thank you. You guys too. Great talking to you.
Much. Thank you. As we continue on WJR.
This report is sponsored by Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades. Sometimes driving is great, but sometimes it's not so great. Like when it's pouring outside. That's when you need the new Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades, designed to repel water, snow, and ice. Get yours today, only at Walmart.
Let's check our WJR traffic and weather first, and Dana Clark.
12-mile westbound at Stevenson Highway. The right lane is closed for construction. That's scheduled through February 8th. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Expecting clouds all day today. Some snow flurries, snow showers this afternoon. Just a light dusting of snow, not any major accumulation. Tonight, overcast, a few flurries, your low 22, currently 24 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Marie Osborne in 1 minute.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? They're here, but you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with.